Good afternoon and welcome to Order Up, the Final Order Cutoff Show. Today we're talking about the comics that are on Final Order Cutoff this Monday, April 27th, 2026. A lot of ending series, a lot of big new series. We're on the cusp of Free Comic Book Day, so there are a ton of amazing things to talk about, and we have a series of incredible guests to talk to them with you. So stay tuned after this opener. You're not going to want to miss today's show. Hi everyone, I'm Matthias Lewis, and I'm here to talk to you about FOC, or Final Order Cutoff. It is the last chance that we, the comic retailers, have to finalize our orders for comics releasing roughly 3 to 6 weeks out from the Mondays we finalize our orders. We deal with this every Monday, but this is important to you, the consumer, because it is the perfect time to reach out to your local comic shop if you want any specific or guaranteed items. If you want the Jim Lee or Dan Mora covers of Justice League Unlimited, reach out to your local comic shop and let us know. If you want the new issue of Lilo and Stitch, this is the perfect time to tell us. Because as long as you can get us the orders before Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that will give your local comic shop retailer enough time to finalize that order, adding in whatever it is you want, so they can guarantee when it releases, we have a copy set aside waiting for you. So, always reach out to your local comic shop before 6 p.m. on Mondays with the comics you want. The sooner, the better, to guarantee they're waiting for you. And this week, we are talking about the comics on FOC, Monday, April 27th. And I have the incredibly recently promoted man of Coliseum. I think, what are you now, Rear Admiral, Mr. Billy Flake?
Something like that, yeah. I definitely have some brass and some power here. That's where I've been. I've actually been training a purchasing manager to work with me because we are just getting bigger and meaner every day. Or nicer, bigger, nicer. They're learning FOC, yeah. Actually, that's what we'll be doing for the rest of the day after we get out of the Order Up show.
I love it. All right. Well, for everyone else, you guys just saw our walkthrough on what FOC is. I guess we should talk about how people can access the information about Final Order Cutoff, because I want to jump to our guests as soon as we can.
Very excited for that.
So there are 2 key websites to find all that you need for Final Order Cutoff each week. If you're a fan of Marvel, IDW, Dark Horse, Distillery, Ignition, Boom Studios, Kodansha, Square Enix, 7 Seas, so much manga and more, it all happens at Penguin Random House. So PRH Comics is going to be your home to find all those on FOC. They know right what to do with it. You go to prhcomics.com, right there. There's the FOC. You click that, and that will bring you to this wonderful version of the site. We always recommend sorting it from A to Z. Makes your life a lot easier and more organized, and you can see all the books on FOC this Monday. However, I'm certain many of you guys noticed that I didn't say DC, Image, or many other great publishers. So if you're a fan of DC, Image, Oni, Dynamite, and so much more, the best place to see all of those FOC titles is going to be at lunardistribution.com. Lunar Distribution is one of the distributors that handles many of those publishers. At their website, lunardistribution.com, you can simply scroll on down to upcoming FOC. Make sure you're clicked on the right date, April 27th, and you can see all their offerings for this Monday's Final Order Cutoff. And Billy and I will be going over all of these incredible offers, spotlighting the things that we want to talk about shortly. But first, my mind is tingling with these incredible guests we're about to bring on. thanks to the wonderful folks over at Oni, we not only have the man behind things like Berserker. You know what? I will spend too long naming off his list. Let's dive directly into it. We have the most brilliant writer there is in comics, Matt Kindt, and one of the greatest salespeople in comics, Michael Torma.
It's me. It's Torma. Look at that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? How are you doing?
You didn't know there was going to be jump scares today.
Yeah, you didn't know that, but now you do. I'm looking at my camera right here. Yeah. Matt, thank you for hopping on here with me, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You're a walking jump scare. I'll say that.
I'm getting the t-shirt made. I'll have it out later this year.
Only at Torma.org.
Torma.org. Yeah. Buy your merch today. Matthias, Billy, thank you for having me on here. And yeah, you have Matt as well, so I'm sure you want to talk to him. But Matthias, where do you want to start, dude?
Well, I mean, I have been a fan of Matt's for ages, but one of the biggest ones, and one of my most iconic memories was being at a Comic-Con where Matt tricked me into sticking my head through this hole in the wall and then taking a photo, only to find out I had maybe shot the president. But and that all goes back to
Oswald,
yeah.
So let's talk about Mind Management, because you're back. You're no longer a Dark Horse. Now you're at this new imprint at Oni, Flux House. Can you tell us about this relaunch of Mind Management? Is this going to be something for everyone? Is this going to be a new jumping on point? What is this?
Yeah, no. When I signed on with Oni, they asked me if I'd be interested in going back to Mind Management, and what I told them is I never left Mind Management. I honestly, it's been probably 10 years since the last issue came out, and I've been working on it ever since. Like, with writing down story ideas and different concepts and characters and like different departments in Mind Management, and but I never had a place to do it, and I swore I'd never go back. And when they asked me to do it, I was like, well, I have a ton of material, and so I just sort of put it all together and try to figure out a way to write the series in a way that you could just ignore all the old stuff if you wanted to, but the new, so just dive in with issue number 1 and start fresh. And if you've read everything else before, there'll be little Easter eggs and different things that sort of tie in and some other stuff like that. But it's definitely all new ideas. It's me 10 years older and trying something crazier than the first time.
Okay, so if people have never even heard of Mind Management, which is a mind-blowing thought in its own, can you give us the pitch? What is Mind Management?
Yeah, the original series was the short pitch was it's spies with mind powers, all over the world. This new incarnation of it is same organization, but it's really like detectives with mind powers. So we start with 2 detectives who are going around the country trying to solve these series of crazy murders, impossible murders, and so they're trying to figure that out using sort of their like mind power. Everybody has a different ability. They're not superpowers though. Like Mind Management is an organization that sort of trains you to use your mind to its full extent, and so that you sort of pick a department and sort of work on that. So there's somebody that can do remote imaging, and somebody else who can sort of read your fortune, but it's all science-based. There's no powers at all.
Yeah. So on that note, now moving over to Oni did a really huge promotional push on that idea of trying to find people who could use their mind to perhaps work at Mind Management or just buy Mind Management. Can you talk a little bit about that, Torma? Like, because I am feeling paranoid when you hold that up.
Yeah. So what is it? We dropped it at Comics Pro this year, but we have the Mind Management number. Essentially, we flyered every shop that was there at Comics Pro with this flyer. You call the number, you follow the instructions. Essentially, you're joining the Mind Management agency. It's giving you tests to see how well you do. You have a code word at the end of that call, and it takes you to the website where you can find Mind Management fronts, which are comic book shops. Like we are directing people to your shops. We are directing readers, agents. Experimental tactics have been used. Yeah, we have the billboard right up here. We're using all these numbers, and we have text messages to reach people as well, to remind them about the FOC, about when a new book is on sale. This has never been done before in comics. If it has, you can tell me otherwise, but this is unprecedented and experimental fun. It's what comic books need to be and what comic books have always been. If you aren't excited about this book, if you haven't heard about it, if you haven't found one of these in your local freezer, if you haven't seen one on the side of the highway, like you're paranoid, but are you paranoid enough?
I'm calling it right now, Torma.
Yeah, good. Okay, yeah.
And that's the funny thing. It is a real phone number.
It is.
Welcome to the Mind Management Integration Aptitude Test.
I'm gonna hang up. It's freaking me out, but you should call it. It's really funny.
It's so good. But yeah, call the number. It's on your screen now. Mind Management, 912-646-3646. And you will not be disappointed.
Yeah. So they know now that they can call the number and how they can find it, because they'll tell you exactly where you can buy this book. But let's go back to Matt. Once people pick up the book, what should they expect of these mind-powered spies and secret agents?
Well, I designed this to be really easy access, like pick up issue 1. And actually, the first 4 issues is really, I tried to smooth off all the crazy edges of what mind management is to sort of lull you into this entertaining story of a murder mystery and these 2 detectives, and are they romantically involved? Are they going to get together? So that by the time you get to issue 5, which I just finished writing, it's maybe the craziest single issue I've ever written of anything I've ever done. And but so it's really a trick. The first 4 issues is a trick to sort of get you excited, and then issue 5 is full indoctrination into everything mind management.
Awesome. And I mean, it from the cover pulls you in. If we can go back to the A cover, which I believe is a die cut, is that correct, Torma?
Yeah, it's a die cut. So yeah, you'll see here like the hey, are you okay, where the hands are. I always have a hard time with the hearts, but you open that and underneath it shows the I just learned how to do that like a week ago. You open it up and the rest of the like that, you're peering into the book itself. It's one of the ways that it really draws you into the story from the get-go, from the rack itself, as the book is kind of like beckoning to you with this, hey, are you okay?
The die cut too, so you open it up, the inside cover will have a recap, sort of introduction to mind management, and then a recap of everything that happened before in the old series. So if you're paranoid about like, oh, I need to read everything else before, it has a recap of everything. Unfortunately, that die cut out all of the recap part of the old series. But it's a way of letting you know that you don't need that. Forget all about it.
Yeah, just move on, get the new series, perfect jumping on point.
Now is obviously we're famous as completionists, as comic book fans. If we do want to circle back and read the old mind management stuff, are we going to see that back in print at some point?
My mind is a little fuzzy. It might be, strange things have been happening around and around. I can't say everything right, but who's to say?
We're talking about it, but ignore that.
Yeah, ignore it.
That first series was all lies. This new stuff is the truth.
Yeah, you don't even want all the lies. So there you go.
I love it. So this is the point. If you've never read Mind Management, or you've read all of Mind Management, forget it all. Come order issue number 1 and dive in there. Because not only is this masterfully written by Matt, but it is beautifully drawn by Matt, correct?
Yeah, I one of the reasons I stopped doing it was a lot of work. So like I'm writing it, I'm penciling, inking, painting, lettering, which is the most thankless task, lettering, and then designing the book. So everything you see on the page is something that I touched and put there. What happened is I forgot in 10 years, I forgot how much work that is to do a monthly book like that. So I'm on issue 5 right now and wondering why I'm doing it. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but to me, it's like all part of the process. Like the cover is the first page of the book. The back cover is the last page of that story. So like if I'm not touching it or thinking about it or working on it, then I feel like I'm slacking.
And I will say, this is one of the most visually beautiful things. I remember first getting to look at previews of the artwork and just instantly getting sucked in with the detail, how this goes so far beyond just the panels that even the gutters are a useful part of the storytelling.
Not a wasted inch. I figure if we're going to cut a tree down and make paper out of it, I'm going to use every single piece of that paper.
Yeah, it's the least you could do.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's the really cool thing. Well, you have to finalize your orders for issue number 1 right now. There is more than just the beautiful covers we depicted. There's an added interest because the hot new thing right now are these blind bags. And while Oni's gone above and beyond to do the non-bagged blind bags in the past, now you guys are going blind bags that are so crazy, you've covered them in aluminum foil.
Yeah, these blind bags are incredible. And we've, like you said, we've done something so different where, yes, you have, covers by Jeff Lemire, Fabio Moon, but at the same time, we've offered something, completely different where we have variants in here that are Korean imprints, where it's like basically everything is written in Korean, or we have the 3D Mind Management number 1. They're all covers that are not regular shelf covers. We even have the, Lone Gunman variant. We have the Tricky Nick. We have the Charles Manson, the Neil Armstrong variants, 1 of 5 USSA, super rare, hyper rare subset. But the bag itself, Matt, maybe you could talk a little bit about that. The bag itself is vital as well.
Yeah, no, you guys pitched me the idea for the bag, and at first I was resistant. I was like, I don't know, and then I was like, but what if the bag has a story on it and instructions? So the idea, there's a story on the back, not pictured because it's a story. We don't want to spoil it, but there's a little bit of a story on the back that I wrote specifically for the bag. So the bag is extra content. It's actually a piece of the story. And then there's instructions. So after you open it, there's instructions on how to use that foil when you're done.
Yeah,
I love it. And I mean, I think we have a graphic that shows the potential covers you could get in there. There we go.
Yeah. Here we go.
Love our producer. Huge shout out to Kyle for keeping up with us on all this.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah. So, I said a lot there. It can be a lot. So that's why we had this graphic made, essentially like the blind bag tree, right? You'll see here we have like the Jeff Lemire. You have the Apollo 69. There's a lot of fun to be had with this. I know blind bags are the hot thing in comics right now. Everybody seems to be having their take on it, but we wanted to do something that wasn't just a blind bag, but was different and something that was really, really fun and also kind of tied into the universe and feeling that Mind Management evokes.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Matt, how involved were you with these hyper rare variants? These are some quite literally crazy variants at crazy rarity.
Yeah, I don't know about. I'm not involved in the rarity part, but I was definitely involved in like conceptual stuff, either art directing or having ideas, and then having ideas pitched to me, and then not pictured as the imaginary cover. We're not revealing that one.
Yeah. So there's an imaginary cover, and then one of the covers pictured is also not going to be in there, so you don't know which
real.
one. Yeah, it's not real. It's great.
But really, what is real? You know what I mean? It's if it's an idea, ideas are real.
Yeah.
No, the blind bag, the whole blind, all of that is great. But to me, I wanted to have, it's the only blind bag, as far as I know, that has a story or actual content on it. So there's a purpose for the bag, rather than just it being a bag to cover something up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the bag is the more important part.
Exactly. Buy the bag, throw the comic away, and keep that bag.
I mean, I feel is going to make me buy multiple copies, which again, if it's something you want to do, reach out to your local comic shop. The sooner the better. Let them know you need 5, 10. What are you doing, Torma? Like 5,000 copies of the blind bag?
Yeah, I know for me personally, I came into a lot of money. I won the lottery, and so buying 5,000 blind bags. Yeah, easy.
I'm hand assembling them as we speak.
Yep. Yeah. Matt's already working on him. He's got the glue down and everything.
But the great thing is, even if you didn't win the lottery like Torma, there is a way to get into this because you have to finalize orders this Monday. Next Saturday, just 8 days away from us going live, you can go into your local comic shop and get a free copy of, I mean, it sounds like this is a unique story, or is this a preview of Mind Management #1?
No, it's not a preview. Here's my problem with Free Comic Day as a fan is it's always a preview or part of a story or something like that. And so because I don't like that, I wanted to make sure that we did something that was like a full story and also not like a preview of something. So it's an exclusive story for this comic, and it's two stories. It's a full mind management story, and then it's a flip book, or the back half is a Fort Psycho original story for this that's self-contained too. So they're designed to be, it's like a comic. I want Free Comic Day. I want like a real comic.
You want to enjoy
an advertisement. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, the flip book Fort Psycho Mind Management. It's, without spoiling too much, reading it is an experience within itself. If you can find it, get out to your local comic book shop and snag it. You need to experience it and read it. It's going to be that book of this Free Comic Book Day.
Fort Psycho they're my two favorite words of 2026. I cannot wait for Fort Psycho, hands down. I know we're here for Mind Management because of FOC shortly, but I may have gotten to peek behind the curtain and see some early Fort Psycho. This is easily my favorite book of 2026. Can you tell us a little bit about Fort Psycho?
Yeah, Fort Psycho started out, I wanted this idea of like a sort of a G.I. Joe Strike Force super spy team that gets branded war criminals. So they're put on a prison island, but the prison island is kind of like a paradise. So it's like a prison, but with gilded cage. And but also the other idea is that like the analogous would be Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe. Like, what if they put Cobra Commander on the island and they didn't know it? So one of them is like the ultimate bad guy, and they're trying to figure out who that is. So it's like a mole hunt on the island. But that for me, like drawing that was going to be boring. So I was like, what's the other half? So the other half is split with flashbacks to when this super team was in action. So they all have great colorful costumes and cool specialties and code names and like cool gear. So half of it's split between the island and the prison and finding the guy, and the other half is like their old adventures, and they sort of meet together. And Brian Hurt, who I've been friends with forever, artist on the Six Gun, is doing all the art for it and the character designs and everything, and it's the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing book. And Matt, you and Brian, you're working literally in the same space, so you guys are like bouncing ideas off each other. Like,
I can promise you, right? It's the only monthly book being done where both the writer and the artist are in the same room every day working on the thing. We share a studio. Like I'm in the studio right now, and he didn't come in today because it was going to be too crazy here. He's drawing at home, but yeah, every day we come in, I see what he's drawing. We shoot ideas back and forth. It's like a super organic way to collaborate, and I don't think it's like what you would hope the Marvel bullpen would have been back in the day. It's like, well, it's a 2 people bullpen, but it's the fun of how you imagine that would be.
So which one of you is jumping up on the desk and shouting at the other one in this bullpen?
There's no shouting, but we do have a big dry erase board, so we work out whole action scenes and then gear and all that stuff. So we definitely are excited about it, but we're not shouting at each other.
All right. Now, I got to say, like, I'm with Billy on this. Fort Psycho has me hyped, but Fort Psycho had me hyped from the get-go with just 4 words as its original pitch line. I don't know if that pitch line's still attached to it, but can we share that pitch line?
Yeah. Infinite bullets, 0 fire trucks. I want to keep this PG over here, but you can starts with an F, ends with a CKS. Brilliant tagline. I think, who was that? Hunter and Winston, one of our designers, came up with that. I suggested fun, sun, and guns, but not quite in the same levels. I mean, that tagline alone lets you know like the intensity of like Brian's artwork. This book is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be amazing.
Infinite bullets, 0 Fs. I love it.
Yeah.
So you get to see both Fort Psycho and Mind Management next Saturday at Free Comic Book Day in the Flux House double feature. 2 original stories exclusive to that free comic that will then get you prepared for the launch of Flux House later this year at Oni. Now, obviously, we are FOCing Mind Management. That will be in stores June 24th. Do we have a timeline for Fort Psycho? Can I put you on the spot, Torma?
So Fort Psycho, it should be in, I want to say August 5th. I don't think we've announced that yet. But yeah, on sale should be August 5th.
That's a good birthday present for me. I like that.
Yeah, right?
No, we have 5 issues in the can already, so it's ready to go. We're locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. Locked, loaded,
So,
and
no.
promotioned? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Going with this, yeah.
Oh, that could go a completely different way.
Yeah. No, August 5th.
Moving on.
Moving on.
All right, but those are just the start of Flux House, right, Matt? You have more in mind. We're going to be getting stuff. I'll have to drag you back on this show over and over.
Yeah. You'll be sick of me by the time I'm done. By the time I retire, you know.
I like it. Now, I really quickly have to, while I got Matt on here, a book that a lot of people have been talking about. We've had people discuss on the FOC show in the past. Megalith is coming out next month. And you've been working on that for a long time. Can you give everyone the quick pitch to remind everyone they need to go into their stores and pick up Megalith next month?
Yeah. Megalith. It's a gigantic, like a multi-skyscraper story tall alien ship lands in the middle of Baltimore, I think. Yeah, Baltimore. It's been a while since I wrote it. It lands, and then this crack team of SWAT dudes, cool dudes, have to go in, infiltrate this thing, and then basically like climb up the top of it and figure out what it is and what it's doing and who's involved. And then it just gets worse from there. But yeah, here's what I'll say. Louis LaRosa on art, he's been working on this thing for a few years, and he's amazing. And to tie back to Fort Psycho, Louis, after working on this, I was like, Louis, can you please do covers for Fort Psycho? So he's doing all
Cover
Bs for the whole run of Fort Psycho.
I love his what is it? Fort Psycho 2. His cover with Zeus on the front, like that one's sick.
Yeah, no, I had the original art for #1 hanging here. I just hung it up this week. It's so good.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
I adore it. So yeah, you got all the guns and funds coming from Matt Kindt this year.
Yeah.
No, all of it.
The irony was I had Brian's cover. I was like, let's not show guns. Let's not glorify guns. It's about the characters and blah, blah, blah. And then so he did the cover, and it's just all a bunch of bullet shells flying all over the place. And then Louis started doing the covers, and the covers, it's like the guns are like 3D coming into your eyes. And I was like, well, go forget that idea. We'll just
this is bad. We'll just keep going. Yeah.
All right. Well, really quick, while I still have you guys, there's some other incredible Oni books on FOC this week. I believe we're coming up on the end of Rick and Morty. And of course, why end it with a simple title like you're a Marvel book? Call it Forever.
Yeah, Rick and Morty Forever. It's the final Rick and Morty. It's the one shot, to end the Rick and Morty comicdom, the comic universe. I want to be just aware of time right here. We talked about a few others. I think Matt may have to skedaddle.
Yeah, really quick, Matt, before we let you go, just if anybody else wants to find out more about Flux House, all the incredible projects you have coming up, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can at mattkindt.com, and all social media. I'm on there too, just under my name. So you can find me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I am so excited for the 2026 compilement of incredible Matt Kindt books.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Matt.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks, Matt.
All right. See ya.
Peace.
All right. So now we lost Matt, and now we're losing Rick and Morty. Tell me about it. Tell me about it, Thelma.
So we're trying something different. It's never been done before. Well, I mean, it has been done before, just not in a long time. So Rick and Morty Forever, it is the finale to everything you've read with Rick and Morty. This will be it. It's where Rick and Morty, the end, has been leading. You can see on the cover here, Rick has become like this omniscient sort of like Galactus level being. Oh yeah, I don't need any of that. But the thing we're doing, there's only one cover And it's one shot, one cover, one last issue of Rick and Morty forever. If you a Rick and Morty fan, if you are a Rick and Morty enthusiast, if you've heard Rick and Morty, heck, even if you like Smiling Friends, that's not Rick and Morty, but buy it anyway. Put it on your box. You will like this. You will love this one shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And this is your mic drop Rick and Morty. This is the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is the nail in the coffin, the bookend to it all,
Yeah. I feel even if you've never read a Rick and Morty comic before, which you're just doing yourself a disservice if that's the case, because Oni has brought some phenomenal writers and artists to the property. It has really expanded on the characters, given more humor than things you couldn't get away with on the cartoon. Let's be 100% honest.
Right.
This is still the must-have. You have to grab this final issue because this is to a way almost a conclusion to the cartoon too.
Yeah, I mean the cartoon is wrapping up soon. Right? I think it is this year is the last.
This is supposed to be the last season for sure.
Yep. So yeah, it's all kind of coming to this nexus point, if you will, this one singularity. A single world without Rick and Morty.
That's crazy. Well, one thing that Oni is not ending anytime soon, I imagine, is their incredible EC line.
Yeah. No, we are rocking and rolling. We're digging up corpses every single day. We're tormenting readers. Yeah. And in this issue, Catacomb of Torment is on FOC, and it's been doing gangbusters for shops everywhere. People have been loving it, and we have our, cast of characters. And this issue, it reveals the origin of the Tormentor. I always tried to have them editorial put it where it's TORMANTOR, but sadly, no, they wouldn't do that. So it's not my origin, not the origin of Torma, but the Tormentor.
Well, and this is really cool because, I mean, from the get-go of Oni's relaunch of EC, you guys introduced a whole new group of narrators. And they were designed by Dustin Weaver, if I recall correctly. Right?
Yep. And their first appearance was the number 1/100.
Yeah, and it looks like Dustin's on this.
Yeah. Maybe put some of those ligaments together, put the pieces, figure it out, Yeah, Dustin's doing the origin story for the Tormentor in here.
That's awesome. Now, I got to ask, are we going to see perhaps Dustin hop into other EC books and give us the other narrative origins at some point, or am I just
stay tuned? Or I'm trying to think of a good crypt pun. I can't. Stay tuned. No, can't do it. Stay dug up. Dig it up later. I tried.
This is why we won't change the E to an A. It's right there.
Exactly. That's it. Yep. Couldn't come up with a pun fast enough. I'll work on it. That next time you have me on the show, I'll be filled with puns.
Also, I've definitely updated your contact information in my phone to say Tormentor. So every time you text me, that's what I'm going to see now. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. What is it? When you, in my phone, I don't know where it pulled the picture from, but it's you in like a really nice suit.
Yeah. It's my that's a shared contact. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So it's nice. It's fancy. It's good.
I was really waiting for this moment of how'd you find that photo?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Is this a mind management scheme?
Yeah.
What?
Not paranoid enough.
Paranoid?
Not paranoid enough.
Oh, there it is. And now everyone can call the add Tormentor cell to their phone. You gotta love it. That is Torma's real cell phone number currently streaming on our
it's right there.
He's actually taking live calls right now. You should call him.
I have talked to
do not take a live call on this.
What is it? I mean, Kyle usually hits me up when I'm on the live here, but yeah, I got texts. I got a few texts this morning. Who was I talking to? I'm not gonna blow anybody up, but yeah, I'm getting texts all the time. Text me, call me if you ever have any questions on Oni Press. If you ever have any questions on comics, look, see Kyle right there. Hey, this is Torma. That's what I do. Oh, you don't want? Okay, you don't want to talk.
It's true. He will do that. Okay. I don't even know what we're transitioning to after Catacombs of Torment now. I have lost the show entirely.
Look how nice that is. Hey,
So
what's
good.
up? What's up, Billy?
How
All
you
right, yeah,
doing?
we'll get this skeleton back on the crypt, you know. Yeah, Catacomb of Torment. It's on FOC 4/27/26. The Origin of the Tormentor. We got the Rick and Morty Forever. What else do we got? We got Dead Teenagers, number 3. That's
One
gonna
of
be
my
on there.
favorite books currently coming out, Dead Teenagers, is phenomenal because look, it's already great enough when you can kill these teenagers thousands and thousands of times and make them keep reliving it. But then when you have to shove them in the year 2026, I thought dying a lot would be horrible, but living 2026, I know now there is a fate worse than death.
Yeah, no, Dead Teenagers, and thank you everybody who's been reading that, picking it up. Dead Teenagers has been an amazing book. Caitlin Yarsky on that one, and it's bringing back what I love about comics, which is just like fun stories, you know, unique tales that could only be done in the medium, you know. Yeah, Dead Teenagers is definitely one of like, if you haven't read it, I think second printing, there might be another printing on the horizon, you know, wink, I don't know, but it follows a group of teenagers who are stuck in this time loop. It's Groundhog Day, right? But with like a slasher
prom.
killing, yeah. Instead of like one slasher killing them, they keep going to prom, and every single time they die in a different way. Could be zombies, it could be a meteorite crashes. My favorite is a giant Gila monster that, you know, like comes through Godzilla style and just eats the whole like auditorium. Yeah, Dead Teenagers. Number 3 is on FOC. Your shop should still have 1 and 2. If not, call me at 443-534-8327 and I will get you a copy. I will figure out how to get you a copy.
He will reach out to your local comic shop and guarantee that we order it.
I've done I've had people text me and then I say, "What's your local shop?" And then they'll tell me that. I'll call them and be like, "Do you guys have this? I have so and so." They're looking for it. Like I will do this. I want people reading good comics. 443-534-8327. I have read just about everything. Thank you. Yeah, right on the screen down here.
Are we really just doxing Tormentor right now? That's what's
We
happening?
really
I do it all the time.
I would like to take credit for this, but I can't. He does it to himself.
Do it to myself. Yeah, if you have any questions on comics or anything, please hit me up. Let me know. Even if they're not Oni related, I'll answer 5 a week that aren't Oni related, but all other questions Oni related, please.
Will you be lucky enough to be one of the 5? Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. There's something about this show. Henry Barajas gave out his social security number.
What?
And Torma gives out his cell phone every single time he's on it.
Social security number.
I
can't
it's
do that,
dangerous.
Henry.
Why would you do that?
Why? I haven't done that. I'm not brave enough to do that. But my cell, yeah, text me, call me, page me if anyone does that anymore. But what else? Oh, we have the genderqueer annotated. That's on FOC as well.
Perfectly timed to order and prep for Pride Month. An amazing book. But on a lighter note, there's one I have been dying to talk about because, well, you might consider yourself the tormentor. I personally consider you a stretchy alien dog. So with the new storyline of Adventure Time kicking in at issue 13, you're the person I want to talk it up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, come along with me to the butterflies and the bees. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the whole song now. We can walk on through the forest and do so as we please. Adventure Time, the Land of Ooh. Return to the Land of Ooh. If you haven't been reading the comics, if you've been missing the show, hop on with this story arc here. It follows Flame Princess. We got some Hot Dog Princess in their action as well. Finn, Jake, all your favorite Adventure Time. Like,
you're on the wrong storyline.
Oh, I am. Is that the earlier one? Oh,
no, that was the earlier one. Now we're going back actually mid-series. I really like this to Magic Man's hat now being on Betty.
That's it. Yes, Magic Man's hat. There's the cover C Magic Man variant. That's like the blank cover. Yeah. No, it's Magic Man. Magic Man's hat. Everyone's favorite quirky little character. Who did the voice of Magic Man in the show? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. There's no voice that you can read in comics. Just read the comic. Start with Adventure Time 13. Trust me. If you are a fan of Adventure Time at all, you will love this book. And each issue is handcrafted by local artisans. No, I'm just kidding. The land of ooh, but no, it's an amazing book. It's been doing really, really well for us. I think it's probably like right behind their EC stuff. It's probably like the best stuff that we're releasing right now.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely adoring it. I think that Nick Wynn has made every issue feel like a canon episode of the animated series. He is very much the Pendleton Ward of this comic. And then you guys are bringing in John P. Golden, which I adore. Oh, I have it on screen. Cool. John P. Golden, who did Over the Garden Wall, one of my other favorite, animated things ever. So
Yeah.
that is just going to be an incredible issue storyline. Test of Heroes is a multi-part storyline, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, this is going 4 issues. This is going up to 17, I want to say. But yeah, it's going to be a multiple issue backup within the Adventure Time main series.
That's awesome. So for everyone who wants something mature, whether you should be reading it or not, we got Mind Management, we've got Fort Psycho, EC and its Catacomb of Torments, and some Dead Teenagers. But if you need a break from that, you got to bring it down. Once again, whether you're a young reader or just want to be young for that moment, because that's my entire life. Adventure Time 13, new storyline. And then I'm pretty sure you can go and get these previous stories in trade now, right?
Yeah, we have trades leading you all the way up to the current issue. For EC as well, it should get you caught up to just about. And then Adventure Time, Dead Teenagers still got to wait, but yeah. And then Mind Management, forget about the old stuff. Just read all the new stuff. Yeah, that's a sick cover. The Magic Man in the back there.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Well, I believe that's all the big hits for Oni this week, right?
Just this week, yeah. Oni still has tons and tons coming out, all the time, every week. But yeah, Mind Management is going to be the big one. Adventure Time, Dead Teenagers, EC Catacomb of Torment. Oh my gosh, there's so much this week from Oni Press. If you can't find a book that you love at Oni Press, then you do not love comic books. I've said that before, and I will say it again. There is a comic for everybody at Oni Press.
Awesome. All right. So for everybody who needs more of Torma, because realistically, this is better than caffeine for waking me up every morning. You already have his phone number, but where else can people find everything Torma? And better yet, I don't know if it's better yet, but let's be honest, everything Torma and Oni. Where do people go?
Yeah. So Oni, we're on all the socials. We're on the Blue Sky, the Instagrams. We got a Facebook now, which is really, really cool. Ahead of the times. I think we got a GeoCities coming up. You can find me on Instagram, Tormantula. That's my name on there. That's my handle. Should be my goofy face on there, but I have a Facebook too. Yeah, just if you type in Michael Torma into Google, it will bring you to me. It'll show you all my websites.
It will literally drop you right off at his front door.
Yeah, it's true. It happens. It's a new thing. I worked out with Google. No matter where you're at, it'll just drop you off at my front door.
Is that like a button in Google Maps? You just instead of home or work, you just press Torma and it just
it's a little it's a bald bald head with the beard and the tongue sticking out.
Instead of the red car on Google Maps, it's just you walking to yourself. Yeah.
It never takes you where you want to go. It just takes you to the nearest comic book shop.
Right. Oh, that works.
Yeah. But no, thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it. 443-534-8327. Give me a call whenever you want. And any other questions? Anything else before I disappear into a puff of smoke?
I think we're doing. I mean, tell me this right now. Just let's get ahead on this. When will Scott Pilgrim be coming back?
Ooh, you're trying. You're trying. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Torma.
Yeah, dude. Of course. Anytime. Thank you for having me. You guys are great. Some of my favorite people in the comic book industry. Some of my favorite people just on this rock we call planet Earth, and that's no hyperbole, that's all kindness. That's all truth. So thank you. Peace. and chicken grease. I'll see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you next week, Torma. But for the rest of this week, we still have we had a lot of comics to talk about, right, Billy?
We have a
Not
ton of
Tormentor.
comics. Yeah, not Tormentor. That's who I am now. Yeah, we have a ton of great comics this week. I think we should just dive right into it.
All right, well, let's pop on over to PRH and start with one that I already know the comic retailing community is confused about. This is definitely the hot topic in there, but it is something worthy of conversation. Because if you're not aware, the main Marvel universe of comics is the 616 universe. Thank you, Alan Moore, for that numbering. And as such, on 616 each year, June 16th, we have a Marvel Day. June 16th this year is a Tuesday, and New Comic Days come out on Wednesdays. So 616 Day will be a day late with this very interesting Doom-driven mystery bag. Do you know anything about this yet, Billy?
No, this is a surprise to me.
All right, this has been like the talk even in your forum, as everyone has been confused, but I've been able to do some research. These blind bags actually come with 3 items in them. $14.99 MSRP is a little pricey, but when you realize what you get, it could be worth it. Every one of them will come with a black and white edition of the brand new Doom Quest #1, which is Ryan North and Francesco Mobili's new book. And it will have either an exclusive Simone Bianchi or an ultra rare hand-drawn original sketch. So, yes, the blind bags of Marvel still are going to have original sketches, it would seem. But the other item you're going to get in there is a facsimile edition of a classic Doctor Doom story, which could either be Avengers 25, Fantastic Four 258, or Iron Man 149. And in proving that Marvel still doesn't truly know what a facsimile is, there are variants on this. You can actually get the facsimile with the traditional cover, or Avengers 25 could come in with an Alessandro Cappuccini cover. The Fantastic Four 258 could come in with a Peach Momoko cover. That's going to drive a lot of people I know to going after this blind bag. And the Iron Man 149 could have a Dan Panosian cover, which means you know it will be fire. All of that. And the third item in the bag is a Doctor Doom paper mask with artwork by the legendary Jack Kirby. Some bags may even have ultra rare additional surprises. So this is one you're really going to want to reach out to your local comic shop on. Not everyone has been informed, and I fear not everyone will be properly informed before Monday on what these blind bags are. I can see stores thinking $15 is too much for a comic, not realizing it's 2 comics and a mask. I can see people even, saying $15 is still too much. So if you want it, if you want multiple, if you want the chance at original art or crazy cool variant reprints, let your local comic shop know not only that you want the 616 mystery bag, but how many you want. Because if you want anything more than one, it is imperative you tell your shop.
I mean, I think most comic shops at this point are 1 per customer, especially on our hotter books, especially with the blind bags. I mean, we just saw how well Daredevil did for us. We've got Queen in Black on the way. And, why wouldn't we have something as awesome as 616 Day, the Doctor Doom edition blind bag, 1 per customer? So again, if you want more than one, this would be the time to reach out and tell us that you want more than one.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the information is I just found out on this little click through on prhcomics.com. So figure it out. Let us know. Let your local comic shop know what it is you want. All right. We have more facsimiles from Marvel. We have some great ASM 546, which is the start of Brand New Day blind bags. Will that have anything to do with the movie? I don't know. But hey, it's a facsimile. If you were missing that book, you can grab a copy now in normal or foil form. We have a lot of great continuing series this week, but the big
I gotta
one,
say, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, because I saw it, the Magic the Gathering variants have just been awesome. Every week I'm putting those in the stores, hand over fist. They just look so good. I love that crossover synergy between the upcoming Marvel Magic release and these Magic the Gathering covers. So I don't know how they're doing for you guys, but they're doing great for us. We're very excited about them.
Have any of them released yet? I know I've taken a ton of orders.
No, just based on pre-ordering.
Yes, but yeah, pre-orders have been insane for these.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely something to consider. Those are probably ones that will sell out quick when they hit stands. But on that same note of synergy and Marvel and all that,
Hey,
Avengers
guys.
Armageddon.
We don't use the word synergy on the experience. It makes Kyle nauseous.
Okay.
Oh,
So
We prefer to
on
be
that
dis-synergistic
combination of concepts-
and to point out that Marvel could have made a lot more money if they'd have put that in a poly bag and included a playable card. Just saying.
Oh, wait, hold on. On that note,
Wait, they're doing it?
Avengers Armageddon #1. I wanted to talk about the story, but yes, we'll have a Magic the Gathering card polybagged in it, an exclusive art, which is oddly enough one of the covers. You are going to get a Warstorm Surge, which is an incredibly usable, very playable Magic card.
and Stegman did the art on the card.
Stegman did the art on the card and this cover.
This might be the first Magic card I ever own, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So this is going to be a huge one. I mean, it's going to devalue the heck out of Warstorm Surge, which was a great card because everyone who gets a copy of this comic is going to get it. And I'm really worried about how it's going to affect my Commander play group because everyone's going to be like, oh, look, this creature came into play and now it deals damage to your face because I got a free Marvel promo card. But I'm also not fully complaining about that because this is awesome.
But it's not free because they have to come visit us at the comic book shop and request this so we order the right amount so that they can get their card with their copy of Armageddon #1, which, as we all know, is the big event that Marvel's been setting up through Captain America as well as Wolverine. And if you're not reading those books to get ready for this book, you're missing out.
Absolutely. If you did not finish up with the Wolverine Armageddon, you are massively missing out. Chip Zdarsky has been weaving a magical tale across all of the books he's writing at Marvel for some time now, and it all is going to come to a head with Avengers Armageddon. I mean, I got to go back because I think the first cover had a great pitch line at the top of it. It's not Avengers Assemble. It's Avengers Assemble now.
That's that definitely adds that urgency. I think that we're seeing ramp up in the Marvel books. If you read Wolverine Armageddon and you're feeling a little, you're jonesing for your next hit, jump into the regular Wolverine title. I promise you, there's more going on in the lead up to Armageddon there as well. So if you're already reading the Wolverine ongoing, you need to get ready for this.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely amazing. It has me beyond hyped. You have a great creative team. Chip Zdarsky just has proven he is not just the comedically lovable Canadian we all knew him as on Sex Criminals and others. He is a brilliant, dramatic storyteller, whether it goes back from Spider-Man life story all the way through the current run on Cap. So
even his indie stuff, Stillwater. I mean, Chip really went from I'm the funny comic artist to like really breaking through as a writer. I forget that he's an artist sometimes at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I never do because I'm totally grabbing that Chip Zdarsky promo variant right here, Witness the Origin of the End. But all of these covers, amazing. This is going to be a big one. And to be honest, it's weird that right now, most of the pre-orders I've received have been pre-orders for people who want that Magic the Gathering card. I believe the Magic the Gathering card, don't quote me on this, is going to be in everyone. Yeah, there will be a slip sheet inside the poly bag, and the card will be located between the slip sheet and the back cover of the comic. Okay. So, yes, the Magic the Gathering promo card will be in all of the covers. All copies of the first printing will include it. Yeah, this is amazing. And there are a ton of incredible covers, which means I'm probably getting multiple covers, and that means I'll have a play set of Warstorm Surges. But yeah, no, this is going to be awesome. But again, the majority of pre-orders I've received at my specific store have all been people who want the Magic card and have found out. The Magic community is very aware. As the comic community I am probably talking to right now, this is the big Marvel event. Don't miss out. Don't let all of the Magic fans eat up all the copies at the store. You need to let your local comic shop know you want this. Let them know what cover you want. Otherwise, there's a high probability you will miss out. I really hate to say this. And we are here to give you that reason that there is no excuse for missing out. So I love that I got to surprise both of my incredible co-hosts with that detail about the Magic card. Or they just played it up wonderfully for me. I can't tell.
I've been down in the dungeons, training up some new talent at Coliseum of Comics, and so this is the first time I've like picked my head up in maybe a week and a half. So a lot of this is exciting news to me. I mean, obviously, I know my favorite. We talked about this on the show before. Blue Lock is coming back with Volume 31. We also have the full color Free Comic Book Day. We talked about Free Comic Book Day coming up next Saturday, first Saturday in May every year, forever, as long as I work in the comic book industry. I promise you that. And you know, having the next volume on hand, very exciting stuff for me because you know how much me and my boys love Blue Lock.
Love Blue Lock. Yes, cannot wait for the World Cup is going to bring a new fan base to Blue Lock. I truly think. But that being said, one I have to quickly take note on. Blood Hunt. It was one of the previous big Marvel events. Jed McKay and Zeb Wells brought us a fun tale of vampirism, Blade, Doom. This was a huge one because the ending set up for the One World Under Doom. But I have to show off this omnibus because normally, I hate to say, the direct market on the Marvel omnibuses sometimes are nowhere near as good as the traditional mass market one. Alex Ross getting this incredible vampire Doctor Strange. I own all the issues. I own every part of Blood Hunt, including the red bags. And I might have to go buy this omnibus.
No, dude, I gotta ask because I'm sure if I'm sitting at home watching the show, does the omnibus have the red bands in it, or have they reprinted the red bands yet?
They have reprinted the red bands in a special edition red band trade paperback. As far as I can tell, this omnibus does not have the red bands in it. This is the traditional form. Which is a little disappointing, I'm not going to lie. But who knows? Maybe we'll see a red band omnibus. I know I can't wait. I want that Alex Ross vampire Doctor Strange.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So very, very fun one. Definitely let your local comic shop know if that is one you're going after. We have a ton of great continuing series, but again, it's the new number ones that I always want to talk about. And the next big one, we talked about it a little bit last week with Daniel Carreri over at Ignition, but one of the men behind Ignition, Jamie S. Rich, is working once again with Megan Levins, the same artist and team up that did Ares and Aphrodite. They're doing The Dog Sitter. And The Dog Sitter is a cute romantic comedy about a young woman who has to leave veterinary school for a year to raise money to continue going to school. How does she do it? She takes every odd job she can, including dog sitting for a rich woman and her pup. However, when she meets another dog owner who is just the cutest, there could be a hint of love in the air. Only problem, this young man and his dog work for the rich lady she's dog sitting for. Obviously, some complications in there. Absolutely incredibly cute art. There's some amazing variants we'll be talking about later. But if you just want to step away from the superheroes and the horror that has been filling comics, I think this is the perfect book. And there's a couple great romance books coming up on this note, but rom-com. Can't go wrong. I know Billy's a fan of rom-com and comics.
I very, very, very much am. And for me, the thing I'm most excited about this book, first, I love Jamie Rich. I'm very excited about that. That being said, you know, it's fun and exciting for me to see American comics sort of taking the note from Japanese comics or from manga and us getting the, you know, some more slice of life rom-com kind of inspired books. You know, like you said, if you want to take a break from something like Blood Hunt, which we just saw, which is, you know, superheroes and horror and all the fun stuff we love there, and sit down with something a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more centered in reality, something like Dog Sitters is just a great pickup.
Absolutely. So I think that's always fun. Ignition just knocked it out of the park. I have to put everyone back on the note of Event Horizon. We've talked about it before, but issue number 1 of the new Inferno did unbelievable sales numbers for me on Wednesday. I'm sure Billy got to see it too, because Billy's a bit of an Event Horizon fan.
Listen, anything you can tie directly to Games Workshop and Warhammer 40K, I'm going to love it. I've loved that movie since it came out. And then when I got into Warhammer 40K a little bit after that, and somebody was like, hey, you know, you can tie the movie to that game. Yeah, I'm still, have you and I talked about this offline? Like just how much I love Event Horizon? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. So all sorts of fun, a lot of good dark horror coming up with, you know, things like Exorcism at Buckingham Palace, Fall of House of Slaughter. It really seems to be a week for, you know, Tate Bromble and Jed McKay. Ton of amazing covers on there. So make sure you take the time to scroll through prhcomics.com, really look through everything, because we have a limited amount of time. We can only talk about so much, but there are some amazing books on FOC. The one I got to talk about first off is I have to make a comment. It takes more than a pretty face to fall in love. It's just proof of I don't have a pretty face. Am I ever going to find love?
You're married.
Oh, wait. Yes, I am. Oh, I did. Okay. It worked out. I found love without a pretty face. We can't all be Billy, you know. That's the truth. Man, look at that youthful, beautiful face he has. This is going to be another moment where you're going to message me later, like, will you stop flirting with me on air?
Would you guys believe I'm 67?
No one. All right. Let's talk up some fun. The Legend of Korra.
I really should have taken you off screen for that, Matthias.
Yeah.
I really should have.
I agree, Kyle. You should have. No 6-7 jokes here. All right, guys. Avatar is the talk right now. Obviously, the film from Nickelodeon leaked. Everyone's hyped about this hopefully theatrical release coming soon for Avatar: The Last Airbender. We want to see Aang and Toph and Sokka and everyone, especially shirtless Zuko, doing more. But I'm always a fan, too, of Korra. Here's the twist. The new Legend of Korra, not about Korra. It's about Kya. And if you don't remember Kya, that is the daughter of Aang and Katara. And we get a solo story that realistically is set before Legend of Korra and well after The Last Airbender, giving us a waterbender story like none other. I am excited about this. This is a very unique creative team for the various Avatar graphic novels that Dark Horse has been doing, but there has never been an Avatar graphic novel that hasn't been a phenomenal piece adding to the canon of Aang, Korra, and others. So I am excited about this.
How are you not excited about it? I will say, I think that they canceled the theatrical release of the new Avatar, and it's going to be going directly to streaming now, which means it's going to be a little bit more accessible from what I understand.
Which is both disappointing, but also it means more people can dive into it instantly and therefore have all the more reason to discover. Now that we get a film about adult Aang, let's find out about Aang's adult daughter. So
also, I like saying her name. It's fun. Kya.
All right. Another one I like saying is Marion Herdick. Marion Herdick, absolutely amazing, badass, strong feminism, female fighter nun. This is a great comic. And now we have the graphic novel volume 1. I want everyone to go out and order this, because if you didn't read this, you missed out on some stunning sequential art and storytelling. And also, I want this to sell gangbusters so we get volume 2. Starting with another one that involves MAR in book form, The Martian. It had an incredible film. It was an amazing story. And now you can have the coolest hardcover edition possible with sprayed edges and all. Look at this deluxe edition. It made Billy's jaw drop.
No, so I love The Martian, and I don't know if a lot of people know the story behind this, and maybe they do because it was big news when the movie came out, but he crowdsourced the book in terms of the science and the engineering that went into it. So he would write a chapter, he would post it up on his blog, and then he'd have like people, real engineers and real scientists at NASA, scrutinize each chapter, and they go, no, this wouldn't work because X, Y, and Z couldn't happen. You couldn't do this because of this principle. You couldn't do this because of this physical law. And he would go back and retool it until it was scientifically sound. And so if you read the book, the science that he does in the book, which, I think the big line is, we're going to science the shit out of this. He really scienced the shit out of that book. And it really translated into the film. They actually used a lot of the same actual science to make his survival and ultimately his recovery, spoiler alert, sound and scientifically feasible. So I'm a huge fan of The Martian. I've probably watched this movie 20 times. It's just like a comfort movie for me. And so seeing, a limited edition drop with that amazing cover, The sprayed edges, love a good sprayed edge on any book. I think it's just a phenomenal new printing technique that we're seeing publishers lead into. So yeah, this, I know it's comics adjacent. It's not a graphic novel. It's not, it's just our classic prose novels. But this needs to. I need to make some phone calls after this and see what I can do about getting one of these early.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. And just that reminder, nowadays, your comic shop is, if they've got Marvel, they're getting books from Penguin Random House. So this can be in your comic shop. You can go to your local comic shop and ask them to order this beautiful book.
We can do that?
Yes.
We need to order prose novels to the comic shop.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey,
I can't tell if Billy's joking with me again.
Yeah, what am I?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm messing with it. Yes, of
No,
course.
yes, you can do that. Look at this. He's a brilliant actor. This is why we bring him on.
That's right.
Yeah. No, that is awesome. Yeah. But of course, we now know what Billy's prose novel pick of the week. But one of my other wonderful co-hosts, our amazing producer Kyle Weekly, has a prose book of the week, and it's not The Martian, amazingly. It's The Midnight Train.
Yeah. So like The Martian is too easy. Like everybody's going to want The Martian, and it was beautiful. Like that one's easy. This one's a little harder in the sense that, have you ever played the game Life is Strange?
No.
The video game?
Sadly haven't.
Okay. So in Life is Strange, you're going through like a slice of life thing, and then you screw up because you're a human and you make dumb decisions. In the video game, you have the ability to rewind time and play that moment over again to try to get the right outcome. The thing you don't know as you're playing the game is that every time you do that, it changes outcomes later on in the game, right? The butterfly effect happens. It creates a new alternate timeline and this, that, and the other. That is this book. If you could go back in time and relive any moment of your life, what would you be willing to give up to do that? So the main character in this story is this guy named Wilbur, who his greatest moment of his life is his honeymoon with his love of his life, Maggie. And then because again, he's a person, he manages to throw it all away by making bad decisions in life. So he gets on the midnight train to go back in time to restart over and do things differently. But are there fixed points in time, things that are definitely going to happen? Or can you actually change things? And what would you be willing to give up to do that? So this is a magical time traveling love story. It's the second book in this Midnight Library series that Matt Haig is doing. And the idea of the risk reward analogy here, right? For the reward, is the risk worth it? Is the question. And that's kind of the thing that they're debating in this Midnight Library series. So this is the Midnight Train. It's the second book in the series. Midnight Library was part 1, and then there's a third one, Midnight World, that's coming. So
yeah, absolutely amazing.
And those are available at your local comic book shop. All you got to do is ask.
Yep, simple as that.
I will say I've had this conversation with friends because it's just a good conversation starter. And unfortunately, I think there are certain people that are just locked to the time that they're in because, there are obviously mistakes I'd like to go back and fix in my personal life, but I couldn't risk it and lose my children, right? I love my boys, like butterfly effect. And I know, Matthias, maybe the same for you. If you change anything, you risk, you coming back and like maybe you're a billionaire now, but where are the boys?
I mean, it is the Back to the Future 3 conundrum, right? If you go back and you place a bet on sports in the 50s that doesn't pay off until the 80s, and then you go back to the 90s and collect the money, and then go back to listen, we've all seen Hot Tub Time Machine. We all know this doesn't end well. But that's why I like this book. And I gotta just real quick before we move on, talking about Billy playing dumb here and talking about ordering prose novels to your comic book shop. Believe it or not, I called a comic shop that I've been dealing with for 30 years a few weeks ago when the Dungeon Crawler Carl, Parade of Horribles, and Dirty 20 were on FOC. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in town where they're at the Wednesday this releases. Rather than order it from my shop back home, I'm going to order it from you to give me a reason to come in and pick it up. Wait, I can order prose books through PRH? No lie, completely oblivious to the fact that he could do this. And since then, this guy has been sending me every week this picture of his boxes where he's been stocking up on these great prose novels and selling out.
I love it. Yeah, I mean,
So-
Dungeon Crawler Carl has been a gangbuster for me once I started stocking it.
But he's added a ton of other stuff too that he's been able to get through PRH, like some of the Project Hail Mary stuff and some of the other sort of sci-fi and lit RPG stuff that you can get. And he honestly didn't know. So if you're watching this and you're like, my shop knows, they just don't want to carry it. Maybe they're not paying that close of attention. They're just going through their, this is what we normally order. These are the things we normally look for. These are the publishers we normally look at. It might be time to give them a call and be like, hey, I'm
get a copy of Dune?
Yeah, can you give me Dune? Wait, I can get Dune. You never know. It's worth at least having a conversation, and it could open a whole new line for a comic shop. So it's worth checking out.
Perfectly timed because on screen you can even order supplies like the Marvel graphic novel boxes from PRH. You can order BCW supplies through Lunar. There's even board games and card games, trading card games available through PRH and Lunar, often tied into your favorite things such as Radiant Black in the way of a trading card game, wonderfully unique games from Silver Sprocket and Dynamite through Lunar. And we'll be talking about a fun game in a short bit on FOC this Monday at PRH. But I want to remind everyone, if somehow your store is sold out of Spider-Man, Superman already, second printings are available. But another fun one in the way of romance that I am excited for, the team of The Oddly Pedestrian Life of
Christopher
Chaos. Thank you, Billy. Yeah. You saved me. Are putting together a new Monsters in Love piece for Pride Month. I am excited about this. James IV, Tate Bromball. Like I said, Tate's got a good FOC this week, along with Isaac Goodart, are going to bring an anthology of monster horror stories, 80 pages from some of the greatest creators in comics. Look, Josh Trujillo, Sina Grace, Claudio Aguirre. I am excited about this. And my favorite thing, using the word throughout this week's FOC, is framing, that it will be framed by the Oddly Pedestrian Christopher Chaos team, creative team. I'm telling you, if you look through FOC this week, everyone uses the word framing. I don't know what it is.
And I really think with this book, one of the things, there's such great LGBTQ plus representation with James Tynion and Sina Grace, and this is definitely one to pitch.
Yeah, so all sorts of fun there. Great one to add to your shelves for Pride Month. Another book I am very excited about is a brand new Zach Kaplan masterpiece, Only the Savage Are Left. Only the Savage Are Left does a post-apocalyptic story with a very unique take. It's not vampires. It's not zombies. There's no nuclear fallout. This is a disease that turns you into a massive, horrifying monster. And the only way to not become a monster is to become a metaphorical monster by killing and infect it. This is a dark, twisted tale. Stefano Raphael doing the artwork. It looks amazing. Some great covers available. It's going to be a simple, done in 5-issue storyline, and everything about this has sucked me in.
I'm really excited for this book. It's got Last of Us vibes. It's got oh man, what is that Hideo Kojima game that he did with Daryl from The Walking Dead? Death Stranding. It's got Last of Us, Death Stranding, and then just some random kaiju vibes thrown in there. I've loved some of the stuff that Kaplan did. He did that Immortals book. I loved that earlier this year. So I can't wait to pick this up at my local comic shop, which is Coliseum of Comics.
Yeah, no, I love it. You're right. Kill All Immortals, Masterminds, Eclipse, Port of Earth. Like, Zach Kaplan can do no wrong.
He's had a run this year, or the last couple of years.
Yeah, so it's great stuff. Yeah, again, a lot of wonderful continuing series. Stop me if we hit something that I need to emphasize, but just take your time, look through this. Gail Simone doing a boxing comic called The Ring, the man who beat the man. Definitely a unique option there. We have more Galaxy's Edge, which, I mean, being near Disneyland, being near Disney World, I imagine this is just gold. I have to assume, but in the Midwest, it's still fire.
Yeah, I think we were kind of caught surprised by, at least for us, we didn't think there would be a lot of excitement for a theme park comic. And this is going back, what, 5 or 6 years ago, the first Galaxy's Edge book.
Yes.
We have not missed that opportunity since. These have been very awesome quality comics. And again, being in the shadow of the mouse definitely doesn't hurt us. So, if this is something you're interested in, let us know so we can continue pulling that in and putting it on the shelves for you.
Plus, and in an era where we're just not getting enough marketing out for Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm going to be honest, these EM Gist covers that they've been throwing across the Star Wars line have been phenomenal and fire. So, absolutely love those. But here's a fun one I want to talk about. Normally, we don't always stop on something that's in the middle of a storyline or the middle of issues, but Twilight Zone number 7 is a standalone story by Tony Fleeks and Andy Price. And I am really, really excited about this. Story of a taxidermist. So, Tony and his animal stories, I'll tell you. You got a pony team of Tony Fleece and Andy Price on this. And this just already has me so creeped out to open.
I was wondering what was up with the Feral shirt today. Now it tracks. I see. Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, that's the key right there.
I've loved the Twilight Zone since issue 1, and I think the creatives just get more interesting as that book continues. I'm really, really looking forward to issue 8. When we get to issue 8, I will be screaming about that from the mountaintops. But issue 7, I love Tony Fleece. He's just a wonderful guy. I love Feral. I love Stray Cats. So anytime I can pick up a Tony Fleece books, it's a happy Wednesday for me. So this is already on my subscription. If it's not on yours, what are you doing? It's a classic horror anthology. It feels like watching classic episodes of the Twilight Zone, but every week they just put together, or every month they put together just an all-star creative team of writer and artists to just give you a new experience every time this book comes out. If you're reading stuff like Ice Cream Man, if you're reading any of the other anthology horror, maybe some of the easy stuff at Oni Press, shout out Tormentor. There's no reason you shouldn't be reading Twilight Zone, because this is kind of the progenitor of that entire genre.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then on top of that, like, if you're a Feral or Stray Dogs fan, it's a single issue, just one issue of Twilight Zone. Grab it. You will love it. And if you really love it, you can continue on with 8 onward. Billy will tell you in a month why you need that. Otherwise, you got a great new Tony story with some animals. This time he got ahead for you. They're already all dead. Taxidermy, man. Crazy. All right. The Ultimate Universe. Now, this is going to be a fun one, and I'm waiting for this because Billy is going to flip out the way I think I flipped out. Ultimate Universe finale number 1 on FOC. This is exciting because this is the final issue wrapping it all up. It has Dennis Camp and Jonathan Hickman on it. And it says, following the events of Ultimate Endgame 5. That's awesome. Except for one thing. Billy, tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Let's take a look here. I got to zoom in. I'm blind.
No, not the cover itself, but it takes place after Ultimate Endgame 5.
Wait, so how does that work?
Well, Ultimate Endgame 5 FOC's next week on May 4th. We have to FOC the finale before the end of the Endgame storyline.
Also, it's listed as a number 1.
Yep.
It's a number 6.
Yep. Ultimate finale number 1, the wrap up of the Ultimate Universe, taking place after Ultimate Endgame 5. Don't forget, next week, order your FOC your Ultimate Endgame 5 and finales for us both this week, please. Make every comic shop owner your friend. Get us your Ultimate Endgame 5 FOCs this week, along with Ultimate Universe finale, because I don't know what Marvel was thinking. Because I want to point out, Ultimate Endgame 5 does come out first. Ultimate Endgame 5 comes out June 3rd. Mm-hmm. Ultimate Universe finale comes out June 10th.
There was a book this week that came out that was the same. Blood Squad 7 yearbook number 1 is actually Blood Squad 7 number 13.
Yeah.
So anybody who jumped into it because they thought it was a new series was jumping in 13 issues into a year-long ongoing. that is super confused.
Oh, you want to get really confused? The Ultimate Universe finale, which is a one-shot wrapping up it, has a foreshadow variant, foreshadowing the future.
Which I believe is going to be Ultimate Impact, which they've already kind of teased later this year.
Yeah. So we have a lot to take in just that past minute of the show. But here's the big one. Ultimate Endgame number 5 will come out before Ultimate Finale. You can FOC it with your local comic shop today. That is perfectly fine. No comic shop is going to turn down your order right now on this. There are a number of covers, most of them not yet revealed, but you can see them all by searching Ultimate Endgame 5 on prhcomics.com. Alongside that order, please get your orders in for Ultimate Finale number 1, which is a one-shot that takes place after and releases after Ultimate Endgame 5 and has a bevy of covers all already revealed. Yep.
Hold on. That was me hitting myself in the head with a microphone trying to make this make sense.
Yeah.
Can we just get Marvel to stop naming their events like they're terrible indie wrestling shows?
I mean, I don't know who we would talk to now at Marvel. Yeah.
Too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, sorry. Love you, David. But yeah, this is an interesting one, and this is what we in the world of comics as retailers and ordering officials have to deal with on a weekly basis. You guys get to see the complication and see how the sausage is very poorly constructed through this right now. And the best I can ask of you all is just get us your orders as soon as you can. Let us know what you want. We will do our best to get it all for you. And sometimes it can be a little confusing, but that's why your friendly neighborhood comic shop owner or employees are there to help make sense of this chaos. Yeah, that was a fun one. That kind of killed the mood, didn't it?
A little bit. I thought we were going to get a big surprise. I was going to be excited. I mean, I love the Ultimate Universe. I'm sad to see it go away again. Even the original Ultimate Universe from the early 2000s, I loved it. It's obviously where Miles Morales came from, and there were some really great storylines in there as well. That's still probably my second favorite Spider-Man, very closely right behind you mentioned it earlier, the Chip Zdarsky Spider-Man life story. So again, I'm already sad enough to see Ultimates go away, but even sadder now that I have to get ahead of the FOCing of Ultimates ending.
All right, well, I'm going to make it a little bit sadder with another one. Umbrella Academy number 4 finally hits FOC only 7 months after issue 3 hits stands.
Well, when you're a famous rock star and you're out on a world tour, as they've been, I'm going to defend my boy Gerard Way, another great comics person from New Jersey as myself. He's been out shredding, tearing it up with the MCR reunion. So, and I think Evanescence was on that tour as well. So, I'm going to forgive him, and I'm still going to buy this comic.
Yeah, but I will state it is a great time to reach out to your local comic shop. Make sure that Umbrella Academy Plan B is still on your pull. Make sure you let them know you still want this if you do, or let them know if you don't. But 7 months in between issues, and that's between the issue releasing and the FOC. That is a wide gap. So just reach out to your local comic shop. Remind them whether you want this or not. Then I want to talk about something rather unique. I've got a couple back to back here. We Are Pan. Now, I'm not going to lie. From first glance, I'm like the airline that went out of business, Pan Air, or Pan like the sexuality, pansexual. I can feel this cover goes either. It doesn't. It actually, and some of you might know where it's going.
Is this the book about cooking implements?
No, it is not. It is
because then the sequel could be We Are Pots.
That would be good. Thank you, Kyle. No, We Are Pan actually talks about the movement in the early 1960s to move 14,000 children from Cuba to America after Fidel Castro's revolution that was bringing communism to the island. Now, this is a very enlightening concept because I think many Americans don't know about this and this vast movement that led to so many Cubans being in America, because there is a lot of racial discrimination facing Cubans in America. And we have to remember that this was the US government and a Catholic organization that helped bring so many of these Cubans to America in the early 60s to help save them. And this was something that was consciously done as parents offered their children up out of fear of what the island would be under Fidel Castro's regime. An original or a brilliant historical graphic novel. This is amazing. It has a foreword by Alex Segura, but a very interesting topic, the Operation Pedro Pan. I think this is going to be really enlightening for many people. And if this is something that you want to learn more about, it is relevant to your culture, I think this graphic novel is a great way to disseminate this information that should be more prominent in the minds of many into the world around us. I mean, being a Florida-based retailer, I mean, where do you feel on this?
Very public forum to put out my opinions on this. I love different perspectives on history. What's the old saying? Like everybody has an opinion. Side A, side B, and then the truth somewhere's in the middle. I think this book looks great. I'm very excited to see from the creator side, how they experienced it or understand that part of history, but. Yeah, I'll get with you offline.
A lot there. Yeah, a lot there. Yeah. But yeah, Andre Fratino and Yasmin Montanez, definitely something to consider. IDW Top Shelf, they always do good books. I love their quality. They, Top Shelf, before they were absorbed from IDW, was always a high bar standard, in my opinion, in a production. And I still think it is the part of IDW that shines the brightest. If you're looking for something different, something to really bring destruction to your friend group, how about a new game set in Neverwhere? It is Wednesday, Friend or Foe. It is one of those mystery deduction games where everyone gets a role, everyone gets special abilities, and you have to try and figure out who's who and who's doing what as you put together the pieces to craft, I will never always read this, the Crackstone himself. So
just like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say, just like I tricked you with my cunning ruse about not knowing I could order prose novels, I love a good deduction game because if you didn't know this about me, I love lying. I love to tell a good yarn. I love to spin a tale. I love to be anybody else. And so I actually rule at deduction games, especially when I'm playing with my 9-year-old, my 7-year-old, and 3-year-old. They never see it coming. They're just an easy mark. Yeah, this is something we're gonna have to bring into our house. $25. That's an easy grab. And just any opportunity I get to just lie, I'm gonna take it. So, in fact, I don't even work for Coliseum Comics. I got you again.
I always knew he was the 5th Cylon. There it is.
I will neither confirm or deny.
Yeah. Wednesday, Friend or Foe, great way to get a game into your shop. It's a popular property. No matter what, everyone's going to love Wednesday. And now you can stock the game. That I think, even for people who don't care for the Addams Family, this is a fun game design. So really, really cool there. Then in the world of manga, whoever you are, I love you. And I know a few people who will have that opinion, but this is an interesting take on a manga coming from Kodansha of a young girl, a woman in her 30s, I would still consider that young, who is unmarried. And her dying father's one wish is she be wed. So she tries to find somebody. Hopping on a dating app, she finds what could be the perfect guy until a friend brings to light a haunting truth about his dark past. Whoever you are, I love you. It definitely gives that vibe of a single white female in reverse. It is dark. It is slice of life with a suspense and possibly greater twist. But I think this is going to be a very, very fun one and a great one to put in the hands of people who like that Hitchcockian manga comparative. Then another great one for Pride that loves to use the word focus or framing story. Look at that, framing story. It's the theme of the week. Wiccan and Hulkling Raid of Ultron. This does take place after Wiccan Witches Road. It will have a lot of the same creative team, and they will be doing this. But you're also going to get Tegan of Tegan and Sarah writing a comic story. Yeah. With Luciano Vecchio, who I always mix up with Luana Vecchio, not the same person at all. But I'm really excited about this. Great Pride one that is going to have all sorts of Marvel Pride characters in there. Will follow up Wiccan Witch's story. And then, look, Tegan from Tegan and Sarah writing a comic. It's not her first, but it's definitely, I think, going to be her first in the realm of Marvel. So absolutely fun stuff on there. Yeah, Josh Trujillo, who's just doing every single Pride book this year. Zoe Tunnell, Tegan Quinn, and then, of course, Wyatt Kennedy and Stephen Byrne, who brought us Witches Road. So all sorts of fun there.
I feel like, why is it every time I show up on the block, we run late? Am I just derailing us every week?
No, we're doing good.
Okay.
Am I really that off? Yeah, no. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we run late every week, Billy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it's not my fault.
This show was supposed to be an hour.
Yeah.
But that was 2 years ago when we started.
Let's wrap it up. All right. Working night shift at a Kumart. This is a cute story about a young girl working at a late night convenience store in Osaka. You can tell because the cigarette prices are affordable there. That caters to demons at night. Yes, thank you so much for that, Billy. That'll be a fun one. It is surprisingly more tame than it looks. It is rated T, not mature. But it's going to be a cutesy, fun one, as you can tell from the Volume 2 cover.
I saw a preview of this.
Oh, yeah.
And it is every bit as funny and cutesy and hysterical as you want it to be. And if you've ever worked the night shift at a convenience store, you're going to get super triggered because you've met these people.
All right. I love it. Yeah, I like convenience store manga. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You is one of my favorites, so this one's definitely getting on the read pile. But let's pop on over to lunardistribution.com where we can see all the other things on FOC, and we're going to give a quick run through there. Thankfully, that should be relatively easy. Lunardistribution.com, make sure you go to upcoming FOC. You're on the right date, 4/27. We have the newest progs from 2000 AD. We have the newest books from Absolute Flash, and the big one, Porn Sack's incredible Absolute Green Arrow, finally on FOC, 6-issue miniseries. I'm sure some of you guys after Absolute Evil are like, how could we be doing this? Didn't Green Arrow die? I'm sure that's Billy's thoughts.
Oh, I know. Billy knows a little bit about this. I mean, it's the introduction of the big bow hunter, the big bow hunter, right? Is what we're calling him. Yeah, out there looking for Ollie's murder. Like, if you've read Absolute Evil, like, and you're already in the Absolute universe, there's no way you're not going to jump right into this. Also, doesn't that look like that could be a cover for Berserk?
It does. Actually, all of this looks so great. But I mean,
amazing.
Absolute Dinah Lance, Absolute Bombshell. Wow, look at the muscle on that.
She is a muscle mommy. They are leaning into it.
Yeah. All right. We talked up the Oni stuff. So Adventure Time, new storyline in issue 13 dealing with the Magic Man and his hat. For those of you guys who love the Greg and Fake stuff, like the Santos sisters, you're going to want to pay attention to American Nature as Greg and Fake come with a new one-shot. That'll be an interesting one for you indie lovers. Babylon Cove, new Rafer Roberts tale with Joe Eisma on art. I mean, so that cover is how the interiors are going to look. Very Stephen King-esque tale of a young woman who basically has her Hallmark moment go way darker. We're going to rush through some of this. Yes, the final issue of Batman Hush. I said it last week. It's finally on FOC, issue 163. 1 million covers. And let me tell you, this is another one. Reach out to your local comic shop. Let them know if you still want it. It's been months since the last issue. Or let them know if you don't. I feel, the fade has happened on this storyline. But it's Jeff Loeb. It's Jim Lee. I'm still in for it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, we've talked about this. Well, I have it on good information that Jim was hard at work on this, so I do think the book is actually in the can finally. We had the hardcover edition at PRH last week, if you wanted it, and this week I think, or next week, we'll be getting the hardcover over at Lunar.
Yes, indeed.
But no, for real, that Joker cover is incredible, and I would have bailed on this series if I had not seen that art. That's the whole reason I'm still going to do it. It's like when Guns N' Roses renounced Chinese democracy, right? We waited 13 years, but when we got it, it was what we expected, and I'm excited for this.
Yeah. That Joker cover definitely has like real Yakuza vibes for sure.
Meanwhile, the cover that's selling me, Batman and Superman go to Scartaris, which is the home world of Travis Morgan, the Warlord. Probably one of the only guys surviving that still cared about the Warlord, but Mike Grell on that was amazing to me. So yes, I want Superman and Batman fighting dinosaurs, and we're getting that. Thank you, Mark Waid.
Oh, and shout out Dan Mora because his art's gonna just kills on that book.
Oh yeah, absolutely brilliant. We'll talk about Batman the Black Casebook later when we get to the top 10. Some great facsimiles, reprints, other amazing things. Another one I want to talk about is The Boys. We'll talk about that at the top 10. I'm hinting at some of my top 10 moments, but just trying to save time. Another one I got to focus on, though, is Cal Exit. We're getting the newest volume of Cal Exit, Say Goodbye to Hollywood. As the war between America and the exited California continues on over at Black Mask. I love all of these covers with iconic parts of LA that I am very, very familiar with. So if you are SoCal local, you probably are going to know every single one of those locations. If you're not, it might be lost on you, but this is a fun story as California leaves the United States of America and goes to war.
This is easily the best Black Mask book, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Pizzolo does an amazing job with it. Definitely take your time to go through everything. Camila D'Erico, who did that stunning Witchblade cover on last week's FOC, did a Darkness cover on this week to tie it together. But there's a lot of great books that you're going to want to scan through on Lunar's website to make sure you get to view them all. Tony, Dead Teenagers. I love Dead Teenagers. We'll show it off really quick. Absolutely brilliant. If you're not reading this book, go to your store and demand issue number 1. If they're out of stock, you call Torma up and make Torma send your store a copy.
That's right.
Tony Fleek's kicking butt on Deathstroke. I'm hoping everyone's reading that.
He can write more than just animals, people. It's been great.
The book I can't say the name of on the stream, but Silver Sprocket bringing this classic German style tale. If you were looking for a very unique alternate take on Pride, this is a great Pride positive book despite its name. Really fun there. We're finally at local comic shops going to be able to get the rest of the Robert Small story as Defiant continues, now accessible through distribution once again to your local comic shop. This is a great one and comes hot off the heels of the second printing of number 1 that was on last week's FOC. I also want to point out this Svetlana Shubina cover on Detective Kaiju. Does the interior comic have anything to do with this cover? Absolutely not. But man, that's a beautiful Svetlana Shubina cover. Order that trade from your LCS. Then we have Devil's Due's 25th anniversary special. This is great. I always love Josh Blaylock. He's been a guest on the show before. Devil's Due is awesome. They have had a ton of great content there and some amazing creators that at the time you might not have known them. But now when I say names like Mark Brooks, Tim Seeley, Scotty Young, Michael Avon Oming, Marv Wolfman, Dan Panosian, David Mack, Jason Sean Alexander, Jenny Frisson, Nay Ruffino, Paul Jenkins, Joe Casey, all of these are huge names, and all of them are in this 25th anniversary special. This is a masterpiece of who's who in modern comics, reminding you all they all had a time at Devil's Due over the last 2.5 decades. Fun one-shot. We'll get some more Mercy Sparks in there. We'll get some hints at Club Nephilim and others. So beautiful covers worth paying attention to. Obviously, Billy will have to give a nod at Diablo. Did you already read Diablo number 1?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big Colin Bunn fan. I think that's no surprise. I love Diablo. I had the DLC preloaded and I grabbed my copy last week, or 2 weeks ago.
There it is. Continue on with love with issue number 2 on FOC this Monday. As not to mention EC's Catacombs of Torment. Catacombs of Torment. Get that origin for the Tormentor. I am excited about that. Wrapping up Return of Skull Island, there is Farewell My Odin Volume 2, which is relevant as we talk about another Odin book later. G.I. Joe dealing with some Energon in the G.I. Joe universe. We have Erica Schultz taking over Gunslinger Spawn with issue 54. New creative team means new jumping on point, and definitely worth doing because Erica Schultz kicked ass with Rat City. I cannot wait to see her take on Gunslinger. I think we got Billy. Billy looks shocked.
No, I'm very excited about the future of Spawn. I don't, they've announced it, but Matthew Rosenberg jumping in on the mainline title, Gunslinger Spawn getting handed off at issue 54. I'm really excited to see where the new creatives push that character. I'm a huge fan of Spawn. He's had somewhat of a pretty big resurgence for us over the last couple of years at Coliseum of Comics with older fans returning, new fans finding the book. And anytime you get a new creative team, new writers, new artists, whatever the case may be, we always see people coming out of the woodwork trying to see what's going on with that character. So, let's go see what's going on with Al and Gunslinger.
Heck yeah. Meanwhile, Invincible Season 4 just wrapped. Wow, the Viltrumite War. I mean, I've been waiting for it, and let me tell you, Invincible fans who are only watching the animated series and haven't read the comics, we're only at the halfway point. It just gets higher from there. But if you need more, Invincible has 2 comics currently coming out, Capes and Battle Beast, giving us additional content early on in the story. Battle Beast right now is getting reprinted all of its issues, so you can catch up on Battle Beast if you haven't. And as you can see from issue 7, the Viltrumites are involved. In fact, which Viltrumite? Well, there's a figure hiding in the shadows right here, and I don't want to spoil it, but the covers will do that for you when you look at this stunning 1 in 10. Yes. But the part I got to show off, look at this. Daniel Warren Johnson drawing Battle Beast.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a dream combination right there. That's a tattoo. Somebody needs to get that as a tattoo. Maybe me. Maybe I'll get that as a tattoo. Could you imagine there's like a good arm sleeve? That
would be awesome. Yeah, message Daniel. Daniel might give you the art.
Oh.
Yeah, that is awesome. There are a ton of great covers, and as Conquest is rolling in, they added in some last-minute ones at FOC. Ryan Otley doing Conquest, and for you video game fans, it's the Invincible Versus cover. Awesome, awesome people.
Did you order any of the exclusive PlayStation 5 games to your store?
I did indeed.
Yeah. So if you're a big fan of Invincible, I think we're both huge fans of Invincible. I want to say it's the return of Conquest, but since this is a prequel, it's not really the return of Conquest, and we all know how it worked out for him. But if you want some more Conquest, you might want to check out your local comic shop because we may have a video game or two for you to check out.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to borrow my son's PlayStation 5 because I don't have a PlayStation 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll have to go over to his grandparents' house and be like, hey, can I borrow the kid's PlayStation 5? Oh, does he want to play it? Nope, I do.
Yeah.
All right. One I have to give a quick shout out to Kirby, King of Comics. Mark Evanier bringing us a great book with an intro by Neil Gaiman on the wonderful legacy that is Jack the King Kirby. That is an Abrams Books, I believe, edition that is offered through Lunar. As Abrams is also bringing us a prose novel of The Last Ronin, the TMNT story. So really cool. New Esau and Isaac Escorza cover on it.
That was almost my pros pick of the week, but I figured that was too on brand for me.
Yeah. You are a bit of a Turtles fan, I've heard.
A little, yeah. Just a lot. That's part of why I've been quiet. I just was talking to Tom Waltz.
Oh, there you go.
Also, for those asking in my DMs right now, no, Kyle and I are not related.
Interesting.
I guess there was like a family resemblance there.
There you go. Somebody you do love and adore, though, that you may not be related to is the great Timmy Haig. I'm actually about to go see Kurt Pierce after this to talk to him about some Fireborn and Lost Fantasy. But Lost Fantasy #9 sold out, skyrocketing on the aftermarket with the book we put in the top 10. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this, Billy? Are you hyped?
I am super hyped. If you are, I guess the catchphrase they use internally over there is if you're not a Timmy Haig gooner, you're a Timmy Haig hater. And Bombshell was phenomenal. I think it caught us by surprise, and it's an awesome book. It's an awesome addition to the Lost Fantasy mythos, and I think I even did a pull quote for that book.
I like that. Ooh. I mean, I personally, dude, if you're gonna fight anything, fight Nazi dinosaurs. I already
Yeah,
said
really.
I thought it's cool that Superman and Batman are fighting dinosaurs. Bombshell is fighting Nazi dinosaurs.
How do you make dinosaurs more fightable?
Yeah.
Right? Like I think the question gets answered in Lost Fantasy, especially with the Bombshell backup and the second printing.
Yeah. So very awesome. Bombshell taking over the covers there on both, and a foil version of the one that is currently, I think it's like a $30 or $40 book. So, grab that foil, get it at an affordable price. All right. All sorts of fun in here. Mind management. Look at all those beautiful covers. Look, I'm not saying your store is going to do this, but if you convince your store to get 250 copies, you can get an original Matt Kindt piece of sketch.
It's pretty rad. I wanted to make this point, and I missed the opportunity when they were visiting with us earlier. But man, don't you think Matt Kindt would make an amazing live action Rick?
Yes. Yes, he would. Oh, if we could get a live action Rick and Morty, Matt Kindt would be a great Rick.
As somebody spent a lot of time with Matt Kindt, or a decent amount of time, yeah, I think he could pull it off.
Yeah. All the beautiful options available in that foil blind bag. And again, you got to point out that blind bag has additional story on it. So a lot of wonderful fun on this week's FOC. Make sure you take the time. Obviously, one of the first books to deal with the fallout of DCKO is going to be New Titans, dealing with that fallout of the Omega energy in Cyborg, now separated from his human soul. And then here's a big one. Now, this is a book I got to give a little bit of warning on. Odin is the new thing from Tiny Onion and Image Comics. It's James Tynion IV and Marguerite Bennett, and it deals with Nazis. The story is a young female reporter who sneaks herself into a group of neo-Nazis that are trying to connect with the Norse god Odin. And it is dark. It is twisted. Oh, is it twisted? It is bloody, and yet it is so beautifully drawn and so well written that every part of me that is disgusted by the Nazism in it, and look, it's not like anyone involved is pro-Nazi, I'll tell you that. There's some wonderful people who are doing this. But man, it is a triggering concept, but it is so masterfully done, you drive right past it. But yes, it deals with some dark stuff. It has some dark language in there to convey the story appropriately. But every part of me thought I was not going to like this. I'm not going to lie. I love James. Every part of me thought, this is not the story for me. I'm just going to pass on it. And I got coerced to sit down and read it. And it's really damn good. It is really damn good.
I don't disagree. I mean, realistically, these two have done enough in their careers that like I would read anything they put out. It could be like We Hate Billy comic, and I would pick it up. It's something like this, especially with the subject matter, it may be something I hold my nose and read. But anything these two are touching, I'm picking up.
Yeah. It is one of those ones that give it a shot. That's the best I can tell you. Is if you like mature, dark storytelling in comics. If you love anything James has done, like Nice House by the Sea or Something is Killing the Children,
Department of Truth,
the content, and you, I think, will truly enjoy this book. But they found the villain of villains. Let's be honest. So great storytelling. I'm very thankful I have Billy here right now because I know James is doing a private retailer call right now with a bunch of retailers. I'm hoping many of you guys are watching this after you did this call. If you're a retailer or as fans, you're getting the best of this because you didn't want to be in that boring retailer call anyway. But a lot of great covers. This is going to be, as you can see, it is going to be a dark story. Then, also from Image, we have Of the Earth, another dark story by Chris Condon. It is the return of Charlie Adlard of Walking Dead fame to sequential art interiors. Chris and Charlie have a twisted new tale that is very Carpenter-esque horror. It just seems to be the theme these days, horror.
This is for real the biggest book I'm excited about this week. Love Charlie Adlard.
We've had love such a renaissance.
Yeah.
That was it.
No, this is the biggest book I'm excited for this week over everything else that we've talked about. Mind management, which is going to be huge. So much other stuff. Charlie Adlard back doing sequentials. It was when I called my local comic shop and was like, "Hey, I need to order a financially unwise number of this book." He was like, "Why?" I'm like, "Charlie Adlard is doing sequentials." He's like, "Oh crap, I need to go double my order." So
Billy?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, we've had such a renaissance with horror over the last couple of years in comics, and if there was a time to be reading comics and be a horror fan at the same time, this is definitely the time to be alive outside of like the original EC run, right? So, I was a huge Walking Dead fan. I can't miss this book.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody who thought Captain Planet was too light on the concept, this is your environmental horror.
We got a Evil Dead homage there? Is that what we got going on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks like Evil Dead. That is awesome.
Found my cover. Right. We're done.
If you've ever wanted to sweep the legs in a different way, Prodigal Son is a Western cowboy story written by Martin Kove. Yes, that Martin Kove of Karate Kid fame. Good old Sensei Kreese writing a Western story. Let's see. Any other last minute ones we got to hit? Oh, Rockefellers. All right. If you haven't read any of the Unbelievables, this is your jumping on point. Rockefellers #0 is an easy entry point for the Ghost Machine equivalent of the Fantastic Four that is a good step above. I think Peter Tomasi and Francis Manapul have been putting together a great story with this. And this is going to take place before issue #1, but lead into the upcoming big event. Another thing, I have insider information. This is a key first appearance for Ghost Machine fans. Ghost Machine fans, not just Rockefeller fans, Ghost Machine fans. Key first appearance in this book. So, easy entry point. If you're a longtime Rockefeller fan, this is a great new read. It leads into the next big event. And key first appearance. Oh, actually, it says it right there in solicit. Okay. I'm going to break I said I wasn't going to do it, but it says it right there in this list. The $1 Trillion Kid makes his world debut right there. First appearance of the $1 Trillion Kid. So that will be fun. Some great covers there too. I really love that Ghost Machine at its core is doing what we all say we want in comics and everyone's disrespecting. It's not about ratio variants. It's not about like the hard sellout foil and exclusives and all that. It is, here is some damn good reading, some damn good artwork, everything. Just get what you want.
I couldn't agree more on Ghost Machine. And the cool thing is like that line is so diverse that there is something for everybody. You can jump in with Redcoat, you can jump in with Rockefeller, you can jump in with Geiger, whatever your taste may be. They've assembled such a diverse crowd of ghosts over there that there's a book for everybody. I mean, Francis Manapul's art, oh my God, I could talk about Ghost Machine for another 2 hours.
Yeah. I got to talk to my Ghost Machine contact who's probably watching this right now. I didn't realize there's a first appearance on this cover. It's very subtle, but I just got it. There's a first appearance on this cover. Let's see if Billy caught it.
I think our boxes are in the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes, they are. Can we make the cameras disappear for a second?
Well, then don't you want to just call this a spoiler?
Okay, we'll call it a spoiler. Yeah, go check it out. Go to lunardistribution.com and you can see that big spoiler. All right. If you are all caught up on Blue Lock and you want a more European approach towards it, Rebellion, the people who bring us 2000 AD, are bringing us Roy of the Rovers, which is like the English comic version of Blue Lock, to prep everyone for this World Cup time. All right. I'm going to rush through a lot of our series wrapping up. We get a 3D edition of Spider-Man from the wonderful folks at Pug. We have reprints of the new Super Creep Show, as well as issue #3 on FOC. I love superhero horror anthology. That's been hitting me good. Bippo the Monkey returns to Metropolis in Superman Unlimited 13. He's the monkey of steel. Things I never thought in my life I'd be talking about. The return of Bippo.
Listen, we got to celebrate the return of Bippo.
Yeah. It's all sorts of fun there. Yeah. Supernatural continuing on, as is Thundar the Barbarian. We have a Return of Tomorrow Girl and Vampirella. All sorts of fun stuff.
Speaking of Charlie Adler, we got the Walking Dead Deluxe.
Yeah, some beautiful, beautiful covers on the newest Wonder Woman. I have been loving this content with Matriarch. She is amazing, and oof. But one that should have been in the top 10 that wasn't, that Lyrics Lee, Sonic crossover. That's just awesome.
I also love those Nakayama color bleed covers. Just they forever will do it for me. I enjoy them quite a bit.
Yeah. So I think I can officially say this now. Hallmark, if not right now, this weekend is revealing their new catalog, and some of the Hallmark ornaments are going to be DC X Sonic ornaments. And that's a crazy thought in my mind that this DC X Sonic has blown up that big, but I'm hyped. So there you go.
If you hit up Target or Walmart right now, they have the action figures and for the crossovers there.
I did not know that. I have to do that. Yeah. So all sorts of fun. But we're running short on time. Let's cut to our top 10. All right. First up, let's talk about the honorable mentions, the Batman the Black Casebook Deluxe Edition. This is an in-universe presented book from the Grant Morrison era of writing with Batman. And this just blows my mind how beautiful this looks with its faux leather and design. But this is going to be all the stories that influenced Grant Morrison's Batman storytelling. So you're going to get the story of the Batman of all nations, the Batman donning the rainbow color suit, Batmite, and more. This is going to reprint a ton of classic detective and world's finest stories from everyone from Bill Finger to Bob Kane, Sheldon Moldorf, and more. And it will have Grant Morrison's infamous Detective Comics 1027 story, while being an in-universe cool design with an intro by Bruce Wayne. Then in our top 10, that beautiful Sonia Matas cover of Devil's Due 25th anniversary with all of the incredible contents on this. I think this is just an amazing, amazing book to have in the top 10 and a beautiful cover to add to it. In number 9, Billy, you know something about Absolute Green Arrow. What are your thoughts on this Gilliam March cover?
Listen, it's somewhere between Berserk and JoJo's, which I obviously love that. And a new entry point into the Absolute universe is always welcome. As an Ollie fan, reading Absolute Evil was a bit of a shock and simultaneously a disappointment. So going back into that universe, I'm here for it. But if you're an Absolute collector, you love manga, why would you not pick this up? Look at it. Look how beautiful it is. It even has like a little bit of a fine art quality from like the old Final Fantasies if you stare at it too long. So this will probably be the cover I pick up that week. I'm so glad you added it to the top 10.
Yeah, I love that Absolute Black Canary. And man, I've been talking to Pornsack about this book for like 10 months. I'm so glad to finally hit FOC. All right. Then spot 8, that 616 blind bag. I think, again, stores are going to under order on this. People aren't going to know what this is. You watched with us. Go back, rewind later, hear about this, hear about what potentially is in there, and get your orders into your shop ASAP, because this will be an under ordered item, I assure you. Then, Ryan Otley returning to Conquest on Battle Beast number 9.
So this is a prequel. Is this retroactively the first appearance?
It retroactively, well, I think
in canon first appearance.
Yes, issue 7 would be the.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
But this will be the retroactive first cover. I don't know. Well, one way or another, Ryan Otley drawing. I don't know if you've been seeing in social media. He's been doing Kind Quest, a what if Conquest was a kind man drawing. So it's fun to see any Ryan Otley with Conquest, and this is great. All right. Number 6, it's the Boys Bloody Blind Bag. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is a big one in here. This is a really cool book that will or blind bag that will reprint multiple issues. Each one will have, I believe, 2 issues in the blind bag, reprinting key issues with new cover art. The chances you have are to get the Boys number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7, number 52, or number 65, which are all the key first appearances and a massive key death in issue 65 you're not going to want to miss out on. So those are going to be really, really crazy. Some hot covers on there, the chance to get multiple issues. It's not just Boys number 1. You could get all sorts of key moments of the Boys universe in this. So I'm going to fall in and grab a few, even though I own all of the Boys already. Oh, that Nicoletta Baldari cover on the Dog Sitter. I gushed about this last week when we had Daniel Crary on, but I'm already excited about this rom-com, and that cover is just absolute cuteness for cat and dog lovers everywhere. Only the Savage are left. Number 4 is that beautiful Marco Mastrazo cover that really, I think, speaks more to the monsters of this book than the A cover with the giant monster on it. That is a haunting piece.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That should have been our lead there.
Yeah. Mind Management number is at spot number 3 with its blind bag that adds to the story more additional content. The bag has a purpose, and you can get all sorts of mysteries, including things that are limited to 5 copies total in existence. Odin, again, this was a hard one. I had to put it in the top 10. It had to be up there. But man, this is a sensitive subject matter. Dealing with neo-Nazis as your protagonists and villains is hard. But man, James and Marguerite do a phenomenal job with it. It is a dark, twisted tale that will make you uncomfortable every single panel of every single page. And yet it is a masterpiece. Finally, Avengers Armageddon, the book that managed to get both Billy and Kyle excited, because not only is it the next big Marvel event, it is Chip Zdarsky writing, one of the greatest Canadians out there. Like, I think he's better than, what is it, Trudeau or somebody? But it comes with a Magic the Gathering card. That one is going to be a huge one. Please get your pre-orders into your shop on this. I think this is going to be a guaranteed sellout, and everyone's going to be disappointed if they have to deal with a second or third printing without the Magic card.
Oof, yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Yeah. So those are our top 10 for FOC on Monday, April 27th. Reach out to your local comic shop, get your orders in. Kyle, what do we have going on FOC this week? Or
the EXP?
EXP, yeah.
Tonight at 7 on Nick's Original Art Show, he's giving away $1,000 worth of free art. Facebook group, the Original Art Experience Facebook group is at 1,500 members. So he's giving away $1,000 worth of free art with a chance to jump it up to $1,500 worth of free art. Yeah. So make sure you tune in for that. Then Nancy McCann will be back with Friday Night Live from Comics Unlimited, which is her weekly live vintage and request show. Then Saturday night, one of the original comic live sales, one of the very first that's ever been on the internet, is Miss Jen's Saturday night live sale. That will be on the Experience Saturday night, 9:00 Eastern. That's every other Saturday that's here on the EXP. Then, we at the EXP have our exclusive Ben 10 variant. That's going away in just a few days. The pre-order is going away in just a few days because it's coming exclusively to EXP live sales and EXP partner shops. Like maybe ones these guys work in, just maybe. We'll see. But because, there's a guy who's supposed to have emailed them and found out what they want and hasn't yet. Anyway, but we are in the last days for you to get to name the animals on the cover. That's right. Right now, if you go and you give a donation to any of your favorite animal charities, and you take a picture and post it to social media with a picture of your pet or a picture of the pet you want to name one of the animals after and tag the EXP, we will enter you for a chance to name the characters on the cover, and we'll send you a COA saying that the character is named, or the animal is named after your pet. So that's super cool. Just do that. Social media, just make a donation to your favorite animal shelter or your favorite animal charity, tag the EXP, use hashtag the EXP, hashtag Ben10, all of that kind of stuff. Throw it on social media. And we Monday, 5/4, May the 4th. I wish I had thought about what day that was when I picked that day for the broadcast. We will be doing a live broadcast where we will be doing the animal naming. So make sure you check that out as well. But again, have a shot to name these other animals that are in the pound with Ben from Ben 10 on our cover. So that's cool. Just make sure you get in on that. And then next week we'll have a whole crazy week that I'm already exhausted thinking about. But you should definitely stay tuned for all of it.
Awesome. All right. Huge shout out to the promotion of Billy down there, over in Coliseum. Congratulations on that upgrade.
Thank you. Yeah, so now if something's missing out of the stores, I used to say if it was a board game or a TCG, I'd be like, that's not my monkey, not my circus. Well, now it's my circus. I'm director of purchasing for all of our channels, and so if something's missing, I apparently I'm in trouble for it.
All right. And with that all said, reach out to your local comic shop. The sooner the better. Get them your orders. Get these amazing books on your list so they are available waiting for you at your local comic shop when they release in 3 to 6 weeks. We thank you all for watching, and we'll be back next week with even more, or we might be back next week with even more. We'll see.